Hello friends, it's nice to be back with a proper review of the Alcatel A3 10. The body is a plastic with good groovy finish on the back which has lines all over. Front of the tab is a full single piece 10-inch glass. But not sure if it is Gorilla Glass or not, so be careful with it. Buttons on the other hand are good. Volume buttons click correctly and it is smooth to the touch. Whereas the power button has grooves, so you can know it is power button by the touch of it. The camera on the back protrudes slightly on, but it's surrounded by the back cover, so it is guarded by the cover itself. SIM card and SD card flap is good, but the plastic that connects from the tab is flimsy, so make sure you don't force it off the tab while removing. Micro USB port and the headphone jack are on the top and they are open. There is a mic on the bottom of the tablet. And the front of the tab houses two speakers. Yes, that is two speakers on the top and bottom. Stereo front firing speakers of the tab. And it has a 2MP camera on the front which is protected by the whole glass single piece. So that's it for the body of the unit. The system comes with 16 GB of internal storage, and out of the box it runs on Android 7 Nougat version and had no updates while I reviewed it. It has 5th of April 2017 Android security patch level on this. The model number of the tablet is 9026T. Out of the box it has used 1.5 GB of internal space, which is the system, and have about 13 to 14 GB of space left over. And yes, you can add a micro SD card, and according to the specs they say it supports up to 128 GB. I can assure you that there aren't much of bloatware on this tablet. It is fascinating that Alcatel kept it to a minimum with apps like Facebook, Flipkart, Instagram, Facebook Messenger, WPS, Office. It also comes with touchpad as the keyboard input. Other than that, you have an option of adding apps through Google Play Store or Alcatel's own app manager called OneTouch Apps, in which you can add or remove apps from your device. The Google side has the usual bloatware, so that's covered with Gmail, Maps and email and other things. The OS is skinned very lightly and has colors to a minimum, so please don't expect anything flashy from the device. Pulling the notification bar from the top, I recognize that it is running the core vanilla Android without much themes. And I didn't see any option to theme the OS, which is quite a bummer if you are a person who wants to theme a lot on your device. Speaking of theming and looks, we now come to the display of the unit. It is bright and good to view while angle is straight toward the user. The viewing angles are very good, so keep an eye on what you are looking at while traveling with someone nearby. Speaking of bright, there is no way to set the tab to automatically adjust brightness of the screen because there is no light sensor on the top. Sunlight readability is excellent, with the tab reviewing its colors perfectly under sunlight. I don't seem to have any complications to work with the screen resolution of 1280 by 800 pixels. In another way it is good, it is like that because I know it won't drain the battery faster. Also remember, it's a budget tablet. One gripe about the display is the touch lag. There was this sensitivity issue where it didn't register a touch when I touched the display. I sometimes have to poke it to make it active. No screen guard or anything at the moment, but there was one thin film on the top which I didn't peel off yet. So, don't know, it could be that. Well, we all want things faster these days, isn't it? Well, this is one that will not disappoint in that regard. The processor is an MediaTek MT6735 quad-core running at 1.25 GHz max. It is decent, and with a bit of patience you can work out with the tablet very well. Since Android 5, if I'm right, they made the animations run on 60 frames per second, so it will be fluid enough to use it without any jerkiness. I am impressed that they achieved much better result with Android 7 Nougat and it is still performing well. It has 2 GB of memory and most of the time it goes near 1.1 GB used or 1.2 GB used, but nothing more than that. I know it is not a MediaTek Helio or Snapdragon 800 series, but it managed to work pretty well with any game or app I throw at it. One thing to note is that it takes some time to load it, maybe in memory, when I open an app or a game. And I do notice there is a lag while opening it, but after a couple of seconds it just fades away to smooth animations, so no complaints there. Games like Asphalt 8, Candy Crush, Temple Run 2, Subway Surfer work out very well, but with little lags here and there during the loading and menu screens. I feel like it's buffering the whole part, so it will be easier to work later. So no complaints in that department, compared that this is a budget tablet. And yes, you cannot ask more for this range of pricing for 10,000 rupees. I would say it is decent to run your everyday stuff. If you are a person who wants everything instantly, you might need some patience for the lags here and there on the apps. Also, according to CPU Z app, there is only one accelerometer sensor and there isn't any other sensors on this sensor department. Okay, here is a very important part of the review, the battery life. A device without proper battery backup isn't worthwhile working on it. With 4600 mAh battery capacity, it never failed me while it streamed video on YouTube and playing games, watching a full Shrek movie for 1.5 hours, bit of surfing over Wi-Fi, and about 2 to 3 days turned on without charging the device. I may have not used the tab so much because it's not my primary one, but I am impressed by the way it had performed. Streaming through YouTube through Wi-Fi was for 2 hours and it consumed just 23 to 25%. I watched a movie for 1.5 hours, it just consumed 15% of the battery. So you can do the maths and you know how many hours you can watch a video on the tablet. It is energy efficient and it runs very well. And throughout the night, if I leave it idle, it consumes just 5 to 7% of the battery. Oh yes, the dream of having a camera in hand. Unfortunately, this is where the Alcatel A3 tab goes down in terms of camera. Its 5MP camera is mediocre and front-facing 2MP camera is the same as the back. But good thing it records video in 720p and 360p. Please don't ever try to use the tab as your primary photography device. How can we decide to watch a movie without sound, isn't it? This tab is amazing in the audio department. Astonishingly, for this small budget tablet, Alcatel has fitted the A310 tab with not one, but 2 speakers, one on the top and one on the bottom of the tab. Both front-firing speakers which work flawlessly out of the box. The audio is crisp and very clear in voice and videos. The music is good to listen. Here, listen to a sample.
Is the OnePlus 5. And just like every smartphone in the past 3 years, there's been leaks, there's been...
All right, I'm a delivery boy.
You wouldn't dare.
You coming, donkey?
But I picked myself back up and I started telling me, no, my God.
You don't need to add much volume because in about 30 to 40% the audio is very clear and audible. You can feel the tabs vibrating on the back. I was impressed by the quality of the speakers in this tablet. Also, listening music through the earphones, I have a Sony in-ear type earphone and it's great. You might need a player with EQ settings to tweak for more performance. I didn't have any issues with the audio department. The tab comes with Wi-Fi 802.11 BG and N enabled on the chip, so it had no issues with Wi-Fi at all. Bluetooth comes with version 4 and LTE and 3G SIM cards are supported. Noteworthy stuff like gesture control, 3-finger swipe to take screenshot and screen recorder are there. And there is a radio as well, and it works flawlessly out of the box. Okay, so you have seen this review and you have come to a conclusion whether to buy this or not. So I'll fill you with some basic details of how this tab fares with other tablets in the market. Yes, there are a ton of tablets on the Indian market right now, which range from a mediocre 2,500 something to a laptop range of 50,000 Indian rupees. But the point of the matter is, finding budget units in major online retailers have only led me to outdated Android 4 or Android 5, sometimes very poor battery quality and even poor hardware combination like 1 GB of RAM and stuff. So there was no in between, so to speak of. There is not that I got a perfect tablet in any sense. Because if you want a performance and money isn't your point at all, you can gladly look at the Samsung Galaxy S series, obviously, which cost over 40,000 or so. Or if you're not going Android and you want the Apple ecosystem, you can go for the iPads, which start from 27,000 Indian rupees. Either it's a very low or very high end and no middle ground for tablets. I am impressed that Alcatel broke loose with this new tablet, which cost exactly at 9999 Indian rupees. I really appreciate Alcatel for taking this initiative to release an up-to-date Android 7. Even though it doesn't run 7.1.1, it might come in the near future, but it doesn't matter. It's running Nougat out of the box. That is really great. And it has decent specs, and it has a 4600 mAh large battery backup, good processor, a sufficient 2 GB RAM which manages the OS flawlessly, it runs good, and 16 GB internal which can also be expanded to 120 GB, which is truly impressive. So what are your thoughts, guys? What do you think about the tablet? I really think that those who want a decent tablet without any flashy blingy stuff running around, I think you can get this one. So will you buy it? Let me know in the comments below and what you think of it. If you like the budget rounded tabs, I think this will be my odd one out of the pack at this moment. It shines in its dual speaker audio department, clarity and good display, and a very long battery life to make work truly go a long way. And yes, this is a tab to work with for just 10 grand Indian rupees. Well guys, that's up with my review for this tablet. I hope you enjoyed this review for the Alcatel A3 10 inches tablet. I hope to catch you in the next one. Give your feedback, thumbs up if you liked the video or thumbs down if you didn't like it. Doesn't matter, but always I appreciate your comments as this is my first review and I'll try to get more in the future. Thanks for watching.